from the inside of me. May you delight on the inside of me. Come feel my life from the inside of me. Let me go.
is you to be glorified, God. All we want is you to be lifted up. Be glorified. Be glorified. Be glorified in this house. Be glorified. Be glorified. Be glorified. Be glorified. Be glorified. Be magnified. Be lifted up in this house. God, we give you glory this afternoon, God. We thank you for showing up. We thank you that we don't have to ask you to go anywhere. You're already there. So we thank you for being at Mount Level this morning. Thank you for your love and your kindness that you would not think it robbery to be here. And we want you to be glorified. God, we want you to be lifted up in this place. Move all flesh out of the way so that you can be glorified. Move our attitudes and egos out of the way so that you can be glorified. Speak in this house today. We need a word from the Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Let the church say amen. Be glorified. Be glorified. That's all. That's the only thing. That's why we come to church for him to be glorified. That's what we come for. That's why we live. That's why we do what we do. That's why the worshiper. That's why the praiser. Because our only motive, our only objective is so that he would be glorified. He's been just that good. So we ought to glorify him. Luke chapter 1 verses 5 through 7. And then 11 through 13. And then 18 through 25. It's all in the same chapter. Luke chapter 1 verses 5 through 7. 11 through 13. And 18 through 25. Luke chapter 1, verse 5 through 7, 11 through 13, and 18 through 25. Luke chapter 1, verse 5 through 7, 11 through 13, and 18 through 25. We just want you to be glorified, God. I'm reading from the New International Version, the NIV, so follow along with it. It says, in the time of Herod, king of Judea, there was a priest named Zechariah, who belonged to the priestly division of Abijah. His wife Elizabeth was also a descendant of Aaron. Both of them were righteous in the sight of the Lord, in the sight of God, observing all the Lord's commandments and decrees blamelessly. But they were childless because Elizabeth was not able to conceive, and they were both very old. Come down to verse 11. Then an angel of the Lord appeared to him, standing on the right side of the altar of incense. And when Zechariah saw him, he was startled and was gripped with fear. But the angel said to him, do not be afraid, Zechariah. Your prayer has been heard. Y'all ain't hearing me this morning. Your prayer has been heard. Your wife Elizabeth will bear a son, and you will call him John. Verse 18, Zechariah asked the angel, how can I be sure of this? I'm an old man. My wife is well along or advanced in years. The angel said to him, I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I have been sent to speak to you and to tell you this good news. And now you will be silent. You ain't gonna be able to open your mouth and not be able to speak until the day this happens, because you did not believe my words, which will come true at the appointed time. Meanwhile, the people were waiting for Zechariah and wondering why he stayed so long in the temple, why he won't come out to church. Some good must be happening in the church. When he came out, he could not speak to them. They realized he had seen a vision in the temple, for he had kept making signs to them, but remained unable to speak. When his time of service was completed, he returned home. And after this, his wife Elizabeth became pregnant. They said she couldn't get pregnant. Verse 24 says, she became pregnant. And for 5 months, remained in seclusion. The Lord has done this for me, she said. In these days, he has shown his favor and taken away my disgrace among the people. I'm going to preach a series for the next 4 weeks. And I'm going to preach it from this subject right here, pre-existing conditions. Pre-existing conditions. The Lord has done this for me. God has taken away my disgrace among the people. I want to talk about pre-existing conditions. According to a CNN report, the numbers say Americans are one unhealthy nation. As many as 1 in 2 Americans have some kind of illness or condition that before the Affordable Care Act came along, or Obamacare came, considered a pre-existing condition by insurance companies uncoverable. The numbers show that 86% of aging parents and grandparents in America between the ages of 55 and 64 have at least one pre-existing condition. Regardless of how sick we all need coverage that fits our condition. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the natural, but I want to talk to you in the spirit. Catch this in the spirit. You can eat a bunch of junk food, not exercise, but you can't expect to live a healthy life. Let me say that again. You can't eat a whole bunch of junk food, not exercise, and expect to live a healthy life. As it is in the natural, so it is in the spirit. Get this. Whatever you eat, whatever you're being fed, it will cause you to grow.
Yes, sir.
Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. Whatever you're being fed, whatever you're eating, it will cause you to grow. Now watch this. If you're eating a lot of junk food, it's going to cause you to grow in the wrong way. You can't eat candy, Hot Pockets, fries, cheeseburgers, hamburgers, ribs. Y'all gonna make me go there? You can't eat chitlins. Oh my God. With the smoked pork butt in it. You can't eat that all. Y'all ain't gonna say nothing to me. But sometimes you got to eat right. And the thing I found out is the older you get, the more you got to eat right. Now watch this. And it's the same thing in the spirit. Everybody's not qualified to feed you. Y'all gonna be real quiet on this now. Everybody that you sit up under is not qualified to feed your heaviness. Because some folk from the pulpit like to give you junk food. I don't know about you, but when I go to church, I don't need no hooping and hollering. I don't need no foolery. I don't need no trickery going on in the pulpit. But I need a word from the Lord that's going to help me deal with some stuff that I'm dealing with on a daily basis. Can I get a witness in here? I need somebody that's going to help me deal with the ups and downs and the vicissitudes of life. I need somebody to help me when I'm struggling. I didn't come to church to eat no junk food, but give me some real food, something that's going to stick to my ribs. I need some peas. I need some greens. I need something that's spiritually going to stick to my ribs so that when I go through hell and high water, I'm going to have something to bring me over. over. Is there anybody in here saying, I'm tired of eating junk food this morning because I got a pre-existing condition and I can't keep eating all this crazy stuff, and I need some real food. I need some meat that's good for me. I need some lean meat. It may not taste good, but it's going to help me in the long run. Do I have anybody in here that say, I need some real food? Some good food that's going to help me. A pre-existing condition is from a medical point of view, it's an injury or an illness or sickness or disease or some type of other physical, medical, mental, or nervous condition. Somebody shout condition. That existed before the day you got coverage.
Come on. Come on. Before the day we got coverage.
Let me say that again. A pre-existing condition is from a medical point of view. It's an injury, an illness, a sickness, a disease, or some type of physical, medical, mental, or nervous condition that existed before you got coverage. Y'all ain't got it yet. David said it like this. David said, he said, in my mother's womb, I was born and shapen in iniquity. In other words, I was born with a pre-existing condition. I was born with stuff going on in me. And what you got to understand about the church is the emergency room where folk come to get help for their pre-existing conditions. Oh, y'all don't know what a pre-existing condition is. A pre-existing condition could be you got unforgiveness in your heart. You got something going on against your neighbor, but you can't get your breakthrough because you holding on to it. Pre-existing condition. You got a nasty attitude because you don't like where you sit. Pre-existing condition. You got some children at home that's acting a fool. Pre-existing condition. Your finances ain't lining up with what you need to do. Pre-existing condition. Your husband or spouse is not acting right. Pre-existing condition. You got people on your job trying to stab you in your back and get behind your back and laugh in your face. Folks say they got your back, but in the public they don't know you. That's a pre-existing condition. But is there anybody in here know that you got a pre-existing condition and you're in the emergency room and you came to get help this morning and you don't care who see you, you don't care who's looking? I just need to get some help with what's going on in my life. Is there anybody in here but me? Ain't ashamed to tell it that God needs to work on this thing in me. God, I need you to work on me. I ain't worried about nobody else. I ain't trying to look at you. I ain't trying to look at boo-boo. I ain't trying to look at her. But I need some help with my stuff. I need some help with what's going on in my life. Now watch this. You can dress it up all you want to. You can suit it up. You can boot it up. You can comb it through. You can grease it down. You can make it up. But you got a pre-existing condition. Doesn't matter if you've been in church 200 years or 2 days. You got something on the inside that you're dealing with. Can I be real up in here? In the text, there was a certain priest named Zechariah. Now the Bible says, Karen, that he was righteous before the Lord. He was blameless. In other words, the folk couldn't find nothing in him. Folk couldn't find no wrong in him. And they had a pre-existing condition. Now they were both righteous before the Lord. They were approved in his sight. They walked blamelessly in all the commandments and requirements of the Lord. But they had no child. Notice I said they. Somebody said they. A lot of times we won't put it on a woman, but the man was involved in this too. Can I be real up in here? They both were stricken in age. They were old, they were righteous and obedient, but they had a stigma attached to them. They had a cloud covering them. The folk knew they were barren. Not only could she not conceive, he couldn't make nothing happen. Not only was her womb dried up, his seed was still. Could nothing help it but God. But in spite of his condition, Zechariah kept on serving the Lord. Don't Don't you know it bothered them when they went to the temple and they saw this man and woman of God coming? Because it was a shameful thing to not have a son in biblical days. But they kept on coming to church. They kept on praising God in spite of what the folk were saying silently. In spite of what the folk were looking at them all crazy. In spite of what they say, girl, you know, such and such and such and such. Boy, you know, look, he over there, he a deacon, but yeah, his wife ain't got nothing. And yes, she ain't hitting on nothing, and he ain't hitting on nothing. Oh, y'all ain't gonna say nothing to me. It's a different time, but it's a different place. And God said, it's the same spirit, but a different time. Don't you know that folk will laugh at you and put you out on a limb? Folk will try to make you look crazy. I don't care how you try to make me look crazy, as long as I'm crazy for the Lord. Because sometimes God will bless you. God will bless you, my brother and sister. He'll bless you crazy. He'll bless you like it don't make sense. And when folk just look at you and spitefully use you, and folk will persecute you because of who you represent, you got to keep on serving. You got to keep on ushering. You got to keep on being a deacon. You got to keep on singing in the choir. You got to keep on playing on the piano. You got to keep on playing the drum. You got to keep on praying. You got to keep on loving. You got to keep on forgiving. You got to keep on lifting it up. You got to keep on giving him glory. You got to keep on putting your hands together. You got to keep on coming to church. You got to keep on paying your tithes. You got to keep on lifting up your hands. You can't give up. You got to keep on giving praise. 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 When they tell you be quiet, you got to keep on lifting it up. I wish somebody would lift him up in spite of your barrenness. You got to keep on serving. It doesn't matter if they don't put your name on the program. Keep on serving. Doesn't matter if they don't pat you in the back. Keep on serving. Doesn't matter if they don't put your name right there. Keep on serving. It doesn't matter if they don't notice me. I'm not doing it for the folk. I'm doing it unto the Lord, because only what we do for the Lord shall last. So they kept on serving. You got to understand this thing. They kept on serving. In verse 9, Brother Mike, all of a sudden, the lot fell. The lot fell. Y'all ready for me? The lot fell to Jalen Hurts. Oh, y'all real quiet. Oh, my God. Yeah, Zacharias and Jalen Hurts. Same thing. Folk then forgot about it. Folk said he wouldn't make it. But God, oh yes, Zacharias standing in the background, thinking that God had forgotten. God said, boy, I ain't forgot you. I see where you came from. I see when you gave your offering. I seen how you cried late in the midnight hour. I've seen how you had to come to church and open up the door by yourself. I've seen how you had to sacrifice for your grandbabies. I've seen how you had to sacrifice for your children. I've seen when you came to church sick. I've seen you when you had to walk to church. I've seen you when you didn't have money. I see you when you didn't have food on the table. I saw you when your mama walked out. I saw you when your daddy walked out. I saw you on your sick bed. I saw you when the doctors gave up on you. I saw you when the folk lied on you. I saw you. So baby, don't look at them. You got to look to the hills from which comes your help. How many know that all of your help comes from the Lord? God sees you. So the lot fell to him in verse 9. And according to the law of Moses, incense was to be offered every morning, every evening. And watch this. This was a once in a lifetime opportunity, y'all. Right. There were several lots cast to determine who did what during the morning sacrifice. Now, can I teach this for a minute? There were 3 preachers in the temple, but they had different assignments. They had 3 assignments. Now, the first lot, and lots were like dice. They shook dice and cast them for them, okay? I ain't telling y'all to shake them bones, but I'm telling you what's happening in the story. The lots were cast, And for now, the first lot determined who would cleanse the altar and prepare the fire. The second lot would determine who would kill the morning sacrifice and sprinkle the blood on the altar of the golden candlestick and on the altar of incense. The third one, this is what fell to Zachariah. Okay. Yeah. Now watch this. It determined who would come to offer incense. This was the most privileged duty because those who received the first and second lots would just repeat the evening sacrifice. But not the third lot. To offer incense would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Scholars say that there were over 200,000 priests at that time. And so the lot fell to him. Oh my God. What caused the lot to fall to him? What caused the lot to fall to you? Why is it that some of the folk that you used to run with, hang with, turn up with, turn the party out with, some of them going on to be with the Lord, but you still here? Y'all ain't saying nothing this morning. How is it that some of y'all did the same stuff and they locked up, but you got your freedom? How is it that some of y'all in here got your right mind and they lost their mind? How is it in here that some of y'all have been through hell and high water, but you still got your happiness? How is it that God favored you and you sitting up in here acting like God owe you something? I wish I had a few folk in here that say, God don't owe me nothing. If God don't do one other thing, he's been showing up good to me. Do I have a witness in here to say, if God don't do nothing else, Miss Ware, he's been showing up good to Ricky Butler? Do I have any folk on my left-hand side that say, God has been good to me? Do I have any folk on my right-hand side? I've had some good days and I've had some bad days, but my God has been good. I've been through some nights where I couldn't sleep, but God brought me through. I've been through some nights where I felt like giving up, but God got me through. I've been through some stuff. I've been through some times, but God pulled me through. I've been in the gutters of life. I've been in the streets, almost been homeless, but God brought me through. Is there anybody's testimony in here that God brought you? His assignment, watch this. His assignment was to go in there. His assignment, listen, his assignment was to go in there, burn them incense, pray for the nation. And the people were waiting outside for him to come out. Watch this. He was going in there. Watch this. His assignment was to go in, burn incense, pray for the nation, come out and pronounce the blessing on the people. But when he got there, God met him in an unusual way. Has God ever met anybody in an unusual way? Okay, you thought it wasn't going to work out. They counted you out, but God met you in an unusual way. I came to tell you that God got some unusual blessings. He'll pay bills that you didn't expect. He'll get you out of your sick room. He'll heal your body. He'll heal your mind. He'll heal your heart. Y'all ain't feeling me in here. He'll bring you through the muck and the miry clay. God knows how to make ways. God knows how to favor you over other folk who are more qualified than you. You know you shouldn't be here this morning. You know you should be dead sleeping in your grave. But God, if God had not favored you, you'd have been somewhere else, 6 feet under, probably sleeping in your grave. That's why I got joy this morning. That's why I got peace this morning. Watch this. He in there doing his assignment. He's in there doing his assignment. An angel named Gabriel. He's the word angel. Whenever God needs a word delivered, he sends Gabriel. So he says, Gabriel, I need you to go down there and speak to that boy Zachariah, because I'm about to bless him so good it's about to make his head spin. God told me to tell you, Mount Level, if you do things God's way, He gonna give you blessings that's gonna make your head spin. No, ain't nothing wrong with your blood pressure, ain't nothing wrong with your sugar levels, but you just being obedient to the Lord, and the Lord about to make your head spin. God's about to bless you so real good, it's gonna make even your enemies praise you. They're gonna have to say, I know God is working in her life. I know God is working in that brother's life. So you ought to give God a praise for the unusual blessings that God is about to release on your life. Y'all ain't got it yet. Y'all ain't got it yet. Y'all ain't got it yet. Zechariah didn't have what he desired in his heart, but he still was serving. And God's about to bless him unusually. So an unusual blessing deserves an unusual praise. I know I don't normally praise God, but I'm going to give him an unusual praise this morning. I normally don't stand up like this. I normally don't get ugly like this. But this morning I'm going to give him an unusual praise because my God has blessed me unusually. I'm going to give him praise. I'm going to lift up his name because my God has been good to me. I don't know why he keeps on blessing me over and over and over. In my closing, y'all keep on standing. In my closing, he going there. He's doing his assignment. He's doing what God has called him to do. Oh yeah, he's doing what he's doing. See, keep on doing. God can bless you right where you are. God can bless you right where you are. You don't have to change locations. You need to change your perspective on how you see God. You don't need to change your location. You just need to change the way you see God in your life. Don't stop looking at the problem and look at God and say, God, I need you to handle this for me. I need you to take care of this problem. This thing is causing a pre-existing condition in me, and it's causing me not to be able to praise and worship. And I've got to give God a praise. You got to change the way you see your condition. Watch this. He gets in that gate and said, boy, I'm about to bless you. So I'm paraphrasing. He said, I'm about to bless you real good. So watch this. Check this out. Zechariah didn't even ask for a child.
Come on, Pastor.
So how did God know that he needed a child? Y'all ain't saying nothing in here. Can I put to the fact that Zechariah and Elizabeth prayed a long time ago? Right. And God didn't show up a long time ago.
Right. But he didn't forget.
But he didn't forget. Zechariah had forgotten. I'm trying to help somebody in here. But God didn't forget. See, folk will forget you, but God will never forget you. So watch this. Instead of looking at God, he looked at his pre-existing condition.
Yeah. That's good.
Come here, Lady Bubba. Come here. Come here. You Elizabeth. You look beautiful to me. Ooh. Okay, quiet. Watch this. So the angel begins to speak. Come here, baby. I'm Zechariah. The angel says, you're going to have a child. Zechariah, because he old. And Elizabeth, her womb washed up. His seed dried up. So the angel spoke, he said, don't you know who I am and where I come from? I'm in the very presence of God. I can do what I need to do because I know who sent me. You better know who sent you on your journey. You better know who sent you to your job. You better know who sent you to Mount Level, because when God sent you, can a demon in hell move you off your post? He said, I'm in the very presence of God, and I come to tell you these good news. He came to preach the gospel to him. He says, now watch, you about to have a son. You name him John. He's going to be awesome. He's going to prepare the way for Jesus, and he's going to get out the way. Y'all hear that? He's going to prepare the way, and he's going to get out the way. Some of us want to prepare the way and stay in the way. Prepare the way, get out the way. So he says he's so focused on his condition He said, how you going to do it? Give me a sign. The angel said, since you didn't believe, I'm going to shut your mouth. See, sometimes God got to hush you so that he can bless you. Y'all ain't going to say that. You ever been in a situation where you would normally say something, but if you open your mouth, you might mess it up? God said, this time I'm going to hush your mouth. So now, the people are waiting for him to come out because he got to pronounce the blessing on the folk. But since he didn't open it, just since he didn't obey God and believe God at his word, he shut his mouth. So he had to do charades. Y'all know what charades is. Y'all remember what charades? Charades is you got to act out a scene without saying words. So this is what Zachariah had to do.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Now he said, okay, you got to shut up. So the only thing you do is use sign language. But watch this. When it happened, it blessed them so good that Retha went and hid herself for 5 months. Can you imagine? No, yeah, go. You stay right there. Because the folk going to see you being blessed. He spoke to you privately, but he's going to bless you publicly. So he says, she gets home. 5 months. She rubbing her stomach. Can you? Look at that. Zachariah speaking to the baby. Boy, you're going to be all right. Boy, you're going to be all right. Look what God has done. Look what God did. The folk in the church couldn't say nothing, but God did this. I don't know how God do it. And since I had to keep my mouth closed for so long, now that I can talk, I'm going to give God a show enough praise. Y'all ain't got it yet. See, some of y'all been quiet for so long, you done forgot how to praise God. Now, since God did bless you openly, since God looked beyond your shame, since God looked beyond your fault and met your needs, you ought to open up your mouth and tell him thank you. You ought to open up your mouth and tell him, God, I appreciate you. You done been through too much hell. So sit there and be quiet. You almost died. You ought to give God a praise. You ought to lift up your hands in the sanctuary and tell God thank you. I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of being cool. I'm tired of being bougie. But I'm going to jump on my feet. I'm going to give God the praise. I wish I had some folk that would give God a praise. His name is Jesus. There is David. You ought to give him a praise. See there, listen, don't say, I'm finished, come on. We finished. See, some of y'all so quiet. Y'all don't think it take all that to get all that. But check this out. It took all that to get there. Don't you think it's going to take that to get you out?